the national anthem of Tunisia. Lightly, the coach of Tunisia in the red, going up and shaking the hands of Alvin Gaporo. And it's very sad that Abdul Salatli's mother passed away the opening day of the AfroBasket. And there was a moment of silence before their game, their last game. Probably contributed to kind of a strange mood that night. Referees tonight, Miguel Perez, Marie-Michelle Leslie, Cherubin, Inquadio, Maturin, and Gessan. And you know, it's not just the players that like to play in front of a lot of fans. It's probably the referees that enjoy playing in front of a lot of fans. And what was interesting, as we look at the Central African Republic roster, I'll get back to that point in a second, but that's coached by Alvin Gaporo. Who's going to stand out for you on this one, Boyd?
Well, the inside duo, I think, Jimmy Jimbere there at 23 years of age, and then also Johan Grabongo. Those two alongside Max Kugere really are the key. You know, those three start in the front three spots, really. They're going to have a lot of work to do against this Tunisian front line, and most importantly, they can't pick up foul trouble. You know, that's the big key for me. If any of those three get in foul trouble, then it's going to be a long night for the Central African Republic.
Tunisia have many of the players that won the title in 2011 and also played at the Olympics. Probably none more important than Salah Mejri as well as Makram Ben Rondam. But we saw some other players step up to the plate as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to look for the guard performance today. You know, they started Abdallah last time. He gets a nod in the same starting five for Tunisia. He's young, just 22 years of age. First experience of AfroBasket, and he's really going to have to keep improving game on game. And then Michael Roll as well. Didn't really get into the game. For the player that he is, you know, he wasn't found.
We saw the Central African Republic go through their pregame ritual, getting on the floor. So Makram Ben Rondam, we wanted to highlight, as well as Johan Grabongo.
Yeah, I mean, these two guys will go against each other. Grabongo, you know, is a key player for the Central African Republic. Only 8 points and 3 rebounds in their first game because he got in foul trouble. And today, you know, it's such a tough matchup against someone like Ben Ramdar, who's a superb basketball player. You know, he's going to have his work cut out, Grabongo. If he can get on top in that matchup, I think Ben Ramdar is the key to Tunisia. If you want to beat them, then somehow you've got to slow him down. But that's a lot easier said than done. Ben Ramdar, 18 points a game. Last AfroBasket, 20 points in the first game here. He is one of the best players in Africa, without a doubt.
Can't really see Alvin Gaporo in that picture there. Let's see if we can stop it. Assistant. And let's see, Lightly. Just a second. I mean, the thing about there he is. There's Adam Talati, the coach. The thing about Ben Ramadan as well is he doesn't really force it. At least he did the other night. He let the game come to him. So he can set up to try to stop him, but he's quite happy to beat you making passes or getting his teammates involved.
He's just so active. Everywhere he goes, just, gets a nose around the ball. He'll get a load of rebounds. He'll pick up loose balls, and you'll find him in and around the basket. Just 3 or 4 people on him, and somehow he'll just emerge from between them with the ball and ready to score.
Well, we've got something going on here for a second. Well, we've been told the team manager of Mozambique passed away sadly today. And show of respect, a moment's silence, hopefully this will be observed. I'm not sure the Tunisian crowd recognizes what's happening, so there's going to be a moment's silence. Before a game Tunisia's played, and that's very sad news. I wasn't aware of that. We had not heard anything about it. I'm not exactly sure when it happened because there wasn't any indication in the other games. So here we are, Lloyd.
Tunisia need a good performance today. If they're going to kick on in this AfroBasket, a good performance here will really excite the crowd going into all the other ones. So I think a big win is something that Al-Durati will be looking for today. Look for them to really push this score out if they get any opportunity to.
Hello and welcome to Tunis. It's AfroBasket 2015. It's day 3, the last game of day 3, and it's Central African Republic against host Tunisia. And Tunisia collect a rebound, and Abad brings it up. And I'm with you. I thought Abad maybe could have played more in the last game. Kind of got lost in the rotation. I don't know if that was by design. Michael Roll gets inside to Salah Mejri, his former Antwerp teammate. And Salah Mejri goes right up around the smaller Central African Republic front line of Jim Rabai.
I like that for so many reasons if you're a Tunisian fan. Number one, we just didn't see Mejri on the low block at all in game 1. Too often he was bringing it down and starting the break, making passes. So it's good to see him there, and also it's good because they drew the foul instantly on one of the front line of Central African Republic. And we talked about those two are needed on the inside.
So the foul is on Rabai, and now he's got the ball. And it goes, and tough move. Akram Ramadan brings it down, and now the ball goes out of bounds and goes back over to Central African Republic.
Should have been 2 there. Ramadan tried to make the pass, probably could have gone in his own. Too close for Ben Ramadan to handle it.
Jim Rabai goes inside, puts it up with left hand. You say he's improved a lot since AfroBasket 2013.
Yeah, I mean, he's 23 years of age. This is his 3rd AfroBasket. He's the youngest ever player in AfroBasket history because he played in back in 2009.
Alley-oop! And Medri just kind of tapped it over the hoop. He's a veteran then.
Yeah.
Long one from Jim Rabbi, and Makram Ben Ramdan throws it off of the Central African Republic player. It was Rabongo, the player that we highlighted at the beginning.
Already a zone then from the Central African Republic. Really careful of where roll is.
Mesri, well, he takes the three. We thought we might not see that tonight. And I think Adel Talatli is probably just not going to look at him. If he does it again, he might come out of the game. Hugari, Pewa, and Mesri with another rebound. And a foul on the interior by Grabongo, a second, and that's what happened before he got into foul trouble.
He does pick up fouls, Grabongo. He's got to be careful. For me, he's really key. He's versatile. He showed the ability to shoot the three now as well, stretched out the range.
Hadidan, cross court to Roll. Roll gives it back to Hadidan for three, but that's longer. Roll is right there and puts it up and in.
Not sure what defense that was from Central African Republic, if it was a zone or a man, and I'm not sure they knew either.
It was such a bad shot that it gave Roll just the easiest of putbacks. Damashwa off the front of the rim. Rabongo with the board. Damashwa tries to make the bounce pass. Goes off the foot of a Tunisian defender and goes out of bounds. So Central African Republic with 7 seconds on the shot clock. And Damashwa drives in, gets blocked by Salah Mesri.
You just can't get anything around the ring with him there, can you?
And Makram Ben Ramdan was handing it to Abad, who wasn't expecting it. But I guess as a point guard, you have to be ready for that, don't you?
Yeah, that's your job. Ramdal just wants to give it up and run ahead.
Yeah, you're right. And Pewa drives in and draws the foul. Well, maybe that's why Abada wasn't really getting the minutes that we thought the other night.
I mean, he played well, but he is still young. It's a good drive. We see that great call from the official. The arm from Mesri was out. So you can't get anything around the ring from Mesri, but if you can attack him off the drive, or he's around that foul line, maybe he can pick up fouls. Foul problems mean he has to go out of the game. He can't really influence too much from sitting on the bench.
Pewa makes the first. Misses the second. Jimmy Jim Rabai couldn't get the ball away from Salah Mesri. Hadidan and Pewa got his hand on that ball. Abada and Jimmy Jim Rabai gets the rebound.
A lot of distance in that zone, Central African Republic. Not quick at every position.
Oh, nice bounce pass from Jimmy Jim Rabai. But then Damashwa, would he step on the out of bounds line?
No, travel. Yeah, just kind of worried, and again, that's what Mesri does to you. He caught the ball, he had an open lane, but second-guessed himself.
Salah measure to a cutting roll. Who missed? Damashwa chases it, saves it in bounds, but to Ben Ramdan, who drives in, and he misses the layup. And Jimmy Jen Rabai finally gets it for Central African Republic. Damashwa for three.
The patience on the drive from Pewa there was brilliant. We went all the way along the baseline. So often in this tournament we've seen players try and force a pass out, a dribble earlier, but he was rewarded for his patience.
Otto was fouled, a cheap one to give away by Jimmy Jim Rabai. That's his second. And you highlighted the concern for the Central African Republic is they cannot get these guys in foul trouble. And already two, and just halfway through the first quarter for Jimmy Jim Rabai. That was the three-pointer that tied it up for Damashwa. That's not Jimmy Jim Rabai. That was two fouls on him, and he's come out of the game. You see him sitting down. Mohamed Hadidan inside the net from Ben Ramdan, and it's and one coming.
So simple, Ben Ramdan, isn't it? Just kind of finds a little bit of room right in the middle. Gets it, passes it out, moves again. There's the space.
He just makes it look easy, really.
Yeah, he really does. And what he does, you almost think anybody could do it. Pull the ball, quick pass out, 2 steps, and he's got to get in a layup. But it's a very difficult skill indeed, all the things he does.
So Kongbo came in for Jimmy Jim Rabai, and now Zache checks in for Junior Pewa. That was his first foul. And then Ramdan gets the three-point play. Back up by 3. Zache into Grabongo. Tough shot from Grabongo. Abada up to Hadidan. Hadidan a little bit out of control there. Now it's Central African Republic. And Abada tried to pick up the foul. And because they didn't call the foul, Damashwa was able to nail the 3.
You know what? We may have been underestimating Damashwa. He's got 6 already here. He had 15 in the last game as well. He really is a full three-point shooter. He's coming a little unknown with the front line that they've got. I'm very impressed with him.
Ado Talatli is talking to the ref, Miguel Perez, saying, hey, we fouled him.
Yeah.
As he crossed midcourt. And I think he's probably got a point.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm the kind of guy that likes to see the game flow. So I'm glad they didn't call it. Roll. So Grabongo comes out and Jada Mabada comes in. Don't remember too much of him the other night.
And he played just 8 minutes, 3 points, 1 rebounds. It's early though. It's because of the. Grabongo's only got 1. Quite a nice move, get him out now. It wasn't a great shot that he took at the other end. But also, while he's only got 1, you're not going to lose the game probably in the first half. And you're going pretty well offensively, get him a minute or 2 now, save any potential he might have for picking up another foul as well. Let's get this man a couple of shots, so Kugure has been quiet.
Yeah, he's not really tried to force it. Roll anticipating there, getting his hand on the ball. Roll played at UCLA before he came and played at Antwerp with Mesri. And he's only been with the team for a month. He's a naturalized player. Interesting. Roll playing D there, and the kick, and it goes over. And in that case, Zache trying to do a little bit too much. Well, just didn't control it very well, and Roll had good hands. trying to get away. And Salah Mejri was blocked, but a foul. Kongbo jumped up. He's a pretty big guy, Kongbo. 2.05 meters in height.
Lively as well, isn't he? Really active.
He and Grabongo are the two undersized centers. Mejri makes the first. Of course, it was the AfroBasket 2011 MVP award that really put him on the map, and he got to go to the Olympics. He signed for the Dallas Mavericks and will try to make their roster for next season after the AfroBasket. Damashwa took a couple of threes. Now he pulls up on the baseline. And good follow-up. Great play from Salah Mejri. Well, just an easy play for him. Watch this. Shea comes out. Bongo comes back in. Pretty decent size now in the front line with both Bongo. The ball goes over to Tunisia. 5-second violation. So that's a mistake. Well, the coach didn't agree with it. Thought it was a quick 5. Now roll up top, over to Abada. And the rebound, Ben Rondon, but Ben Rondon travels. Ben Rondon can't believe they called the travel. Abada comes out and Kanula comes in. Played for the Olympic team in 2012. Salah Mejri reaching over from his football skills. And Kongbo's got his hands full going up against Salah Mejri. Bongo goes to Kudri. He said it, he hasn't shot, but he's going to put it up here. Abada does give them some size inside. You saw him soar up over the rim that time. A little bit of a mismatch here with Roll. Now they've switched. And good reach in from Kongbo to force the turnover. Damashwa the other way. Fouled by Mohamed Adedine. Adedine is going to come out. Brooke and Gayaza coming in, and Salah Mejri also comes out.
Entry. A mistake really from Damashwara. That's so well in this tournament.
Good play from Kruger to knock it away. And Rondon has a couple of inches on him.
I quite like that matchup though. Kugure's strong enough to hold him outside of the block. I think we know he's a huge athlete. He'll be able to challenge shots.
And 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Central African Republic doing a decent job of taking the crowd out of the game right now. Oh, Cougar, that's going to be a tough one to catch. Roll for 3. Hasn't quite yet provided the perimeter scoring that I'm sure that Tunisia expected. But it's only the second game early. Down the Schwa, another three. This one just gets rim. Now roll. Kamua. Has inside, and roll bats it back out. Roll really plays the part of the point guard, doesn't he? There's really more of a two. In the corner, Cougar catches it, the air ball.
This lineup doesn't really have a point guard. Tunisia almost three guards that could combos. Some of them can play the point or off the ball.
Gravongo passes to Kongbo. To Kugri for three. And going on down the rebound. Still only 13-9. And Tunisia will hold it for one shot. Final 9 seconds. Ben Rondon catches it. Maybe roll. Gets inside and draws a foul with 1.6 seconds remaining. Tough foul to give away for the Central Afrique. Second foul as well on Gravongo. Not a good time for him to pick that up with 1.6 seconds remaining at the end of the first quarter.
We said foul trouble, didn't we? We talked about it. Both the big guys have got two in the first quarter, so.
On the plus side, though, I've been quite impressed by the physical presence of Jada Mabata and Dimitri Kongbo.
Absolutely. They just lose a little offensively with those two on the floor, rather than, say, Gravongo and Jimmy Jimburai as well.
I think they possibly gain a little bit with athleticism. But in any event, at the end of the first quarter, 14-9, Tunisia on top of the Central African Republic. Lloyd, shooting's not pretty for the Central African Republic, yet they're hanging in there.
Absolutely, I think hanging in there is the term. The 2 threes from Damashwara has really helped them. But the positive is the way they play defense. You know, they're competing on the boards, aren't they? 12 to 13, so keeping it level there. And we said Tunisia didn't play well in the first game. I don't know what it is. It's just not flowing well from them. I think they need a game. They need a half. They need a quarter right here to try and get this crowd into it a little bit as well. See if they can get some fans really cheering and shouting, because if they go on a run, the crowd will carry them forward even more.
You think it's a case of them not playing fast enough?
The trouble is, again, I'm not sure if it's Tunisia we talked about, they don't have great guards.
So they can't really...
The point guards, so they have to play slower so they don't make mistakes. And then they don't have great creativity out of the guards as well. You look at the three, they're on the floor now. Elderbrook, Kaniwa, and Roll all can shoot the three. You know, all smart players, but none of them really are a one-on-one type. Say in the same mold as someone like Damashwar. So they have to rely on their sets and the movement as a team rather than individual brilliance. And the team stuff just takes a little bit longer to get to.
So Kukri brings it up for the visitors.
Bongo's going to stay in. He's got the 2 fouls. Oh, he's wide open.
Gayaza almost came up with the steal. Gambling a little bit defensively. Now Damashwar. Going to get in. He's going to put up a runner. And you know what? With the big guys in there like that, why not? But Kongbo couldn't come down with a rebound. Look at the hustle though from Jada Mabata, and then it's taken away, and it's a scrap, and they're on the floor, and they're looking for it, and it's a foul. Great hustle, both teams. Look at this hustle, boys.
Brilliant from both teams, really neither.
I missed the play from roll from behind defensively. Kaniwa did a good job of picking that off, like a pinball. So that foul was on Jada Mabata. That was his first. Now a three-pointer from Kaniwa. And off target. Yeah, right now you're right. The flow's not there, and they just cannot get it going at the pace that they need to get this crowd into it. And that was a very strong move. But a travel was called, and now a technical foul has been called on Albin Gokoro.
I think it's on his assistant coach who was just warned a second ago. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, Albin is asking if he called it on him. Watch, he's asking, are you calling it on me? He's like, go ask him who he's calling it on. I think you're probably right. If you'd warned him already, it was definitely on the assistant.
Yeah.
Well, as we saw in the last game, that just because they called a technical doesn't mean the other team can take advantage, but Tunisia have in this case. Now, the coach is turning around, asking his assistants if they had gotten a technical. You don't want to get a technical behind the head coach, do you? Kaniwa. So they're running him at the top now instead of roll. Elma Brook puts up a long three. Well defended. Ben Ramdam, good box out by Junior Peoa. The back of the rim, Ben Ramdam. You know, Mohamed Kekra was point guard for them, and really that's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember he came in for a lot of praise after the 2010 FIBA Basketball World Cup in Turkey. Gayaza turns, draws the foul.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to play. That's what it is. You know, it's not like the guards are bad. It's just that they're limited in certain ways. They're all very good shooters, so you've got to find a way to use the fact that they can shoot the ball. They're not perhaps great off the dribble. A lot of the time I felt, you know, what they would do is use Ben Ramdal as that kind of creator, that playmaker, but we haven't seen him at all, have we? When was the last time he really touched it? He hasn't been involved today in the way he has, or he was in the last game, and he usually is. You know, 3 points. He's got 8 rebounds already, Ben Ramdal, but he hasn't had a lot of shots or touches. I think he had a 3-point play against the zone, didn't he? We really praised his
That's
movement,
right.
and now he's going to go out.
And Rob's going to come in, as well as Vizig. And Roll goes out as well with Ben Ramdam. Gaza doing a good job defensively, really putting pressure on those Central African players. But they're just not able to get it into transition like the coach wants. Vizig turns it over.
Yeah, I mean, they got the steal. You got a steal, steals a chance to run, but yet Central African Republic got everybody back behind the ball very comfortably indeed.
Junior Peoa puts it up with the foul before the shot. Elmar Brook, that was his first foul. Max Kugler puts up a jumper. Something's going to fall for him eventually.
Cougar scored double figures in every game of AfroBasket 2013. Scored double figures of the first one here, so you can almost guarantee him 10 points.
Taylor on Elmel Brook.
Too much.
Yeah, just no need for that. Second team foul on Central African Republic. Second foul on Taylor. That's Latley again. He's going to call the team over for a timeout. On the foul. So just under 7 minutes remaining. Tunisia lead it 16-9, but having a hard time pulling away from the Central African Republic.
Il n'y a personne au rebond. Il fallait qu'on se batte, les gars. On avait bien dit, les gars, si on veut gagner ce match-là, on doit prendre le rebond, les gars. On ne se bat pas assez. Bon, écoutez, là, ils ont 14 secondes. On va maintenant du 2-3. Une seule fois, c'est tout. Après ça, on repart encore en main. Vous avez compris?
Ouais.
Ah, but
21%. I mean, both teams with low shooting percentages, as you can see. And Jim Rabai, what happened to him? Well, maybe that's the answer. Go back to him. He didn't start quite as positively as he did the other night. He also got the option of getting back with the bongo.
The trouble is you've always got the worry of the fouls, and while you're within touching distance still,
No need to risk it.
yeah, maybe you say, we'll just kind of leave him as long as we can. He's still there. As you aren't running away with this yet. Bongo is out on the floor.
That was a kick by Damashwa. Wild's going to inbound it. That pass almost intercepted. Yeah, you can tell that Tunisia right now just are not clicking on all cylinders. They're not turning on all cylinders.
Fluid, it's not smooth. Every pass is taking a couple of seconds.
Drive, Broad crashes the boards. I mean, they may very well go on and win this game. But right now, you know, it's hard to see them playing that up-tempo game. Certainly, at least at times up-tempo. In some ways, Salah Mejri is the best guy who really triggered the fast break. He seems to run as well as anybody.
I'm delighted to hear you say that, Winnie.
Camille comes out, Roll goes back in. And it's interesting, they've naturalized Michael Roll, but you wouldn't describe him as a lightning quick guard, would you?
No.
So,
and again, he's very much in the mold, and that's the not the disappointment. He's going to have to take this one here. But he's very much like the others. That's the only thing with a naturalized player. You kind of, if you have to pick, maybe you'd pick something a bit different, a bit more dynamic as a true point guard. I think would have helped Tunisia more than the player that Michael Roll is. But like you say, it's also important that he wanted to play, he came, it wasn't that they were out searching for a naturalized player.
no, he blended in easily. And now foul on Tunisia. Damashwa gets it into Cougar, and they get a layup from Grabongo.
That was supposed to go to Combo, right? It kind of went between his legs. It looked like from my angle. It just ended up with Grabongo.
Well, it doesn't matter how it goes in, just as long as they get it there. Now Roll puts it up. There's something positive happening for Tunisia there.
They've got to enter the ball. They've got to enter their offenses quicker, I think. If they're not going to have someone that dribbles it a lot, they need to start earlier with a pass and get everybody moving.
reaches in and commits the foul.
He needs to move the ball as well.
Jim Rabai is going to come in.
He had Rabongo wide open at the top to make the pass.
So here he is. He's got the 2 fouls and good work from Kungbo.
Well, this 5 minutes now will be crucial, just for the fouls more than anything on the Central African Republic. Really, I don't really want one to be picked up by either of those 2 bigs.
Shay's going to come in with the next dead ball. Senior Peowa. And a 3-pointer from Cougar. Nope. But a long rebound chased down by Damashwa. Now Junior Peowa, that's off. Crazy 3. Now back to the zig.
You see how it just stagnates, and now they've backed it all the way out. You know, have to start again. Clock to 14. They're going to work really hard to get any sort of shot.
Well, they end up turning it over, but the ball fortuitously lands with goal and he hits a 3 for a jumper.
Very lucky, because you can hear the groans from the Tunisian fans. They're getting frustrated with this performance. They want to see their team light up the scoreboard.
There's a chance to get it and run the Bra, and Bra draws the foul. Look at the groans you're talking about from the Tunisian fans. Timeout. It's also quiet when they call it timeouts, isn't it? I mean, so the frustration evident here for the fans. You know, you talk about the pressure of being the hosts. This doesn't really help Tunisia.
No, and that's what I'm saying. They need a big performance today, I think. And they need at least a solid half, just to get the crowd excited about this championship even more. At the moment, they just getting more and more tense, and they're frustrated with the team, because they want to cheer them on, they want to encourage, but they're getting very little back from the team.
Saw that Tunisia had a lot more points in the paint than Central African Republic.
I think Tunisia need to go to an offense that gets the ball off the floor, because they don't have great dribblers, you know, they don't have great dribble guys. 10 for 3, you know, but get the ball moving quickly. You know, move it from one side to the other, get it in and get it out again. You know, into the low post out. Just get it moving, get it shifting, get players off movement, rather than the stagnated offense we're seeing a little bit at the moment.
Okay, so we're going to get a look as well at Tunisia's number 8, Mehdi Said. He's a point guard. He's coming into the game. He didn't play the first quarter.
This is his opportunity, isn't it? You know, there's a need for a point guard for Tunisia.
Well, Cougar goes up and gets this free throw, so it's a 10-point lead for Tunisia. Cougar for 3. Now he's going to put it on deck and get inside, and finally gets it to go down.
First 2 good raises, everything so far.
Yeah, 1 of 3 inside the arc now. Oh, they find roll cut. Putting him behind the defense, but he takes it back and passes out to Saya. Now the zig steps inside the arc. That's good.
I have to say, a faking the shot. The crowd love it. We want to cheer their team on.
I think you get more from the zig, you know?
Yeah.
Like you said, get that offense going a little bit faster. Jim Rabai has been quiet. Sachet to Jim Rabai. Takes off a tough shot at the end of the shot clock. is it? 14 seconds, so it's going to be it's going to be there. Tunisia were wondering if he'd gotten it off in time. So Gahaza comes out, and Salah Mejri comes back in.
Kugure needs to try and attack here. This is a good matchup for him.
So he's going to take the jumper, and he's going to get hit, hitting the three-pointer.
So it's a good matchup, right? I'll give him space. Trying to attack off the dribble.
Oh, bro. The foul. The foul came on the three-pointer, and it was committed by Hamdi Bra. So this is a play that we've seen a lot today, isn't it? We saw it happen a couple of times.
It's amazing how many times people have fouled jump shooters. It's something you don't really want to do.
So he's been quiet, but here he is with 6 points, 5 rebounds, just like you said.
7 points now on the free throw. Oh, no, 6, sorry. It was 2 threes he made.
So Damashwa comes out, commits the foul, and Saya. And that's just taking the life out of the crowd. After a 6-point game. And here's Saya at the line. Damashwa's first foul. He runs to get away from the zig, puts up a jumper, and suddenly the ball starting to fall through the hoop for the team in green.
Now's the time to get Jimmy Jimberay out as well. I'm going to pick up the third now. Right back in the game.
Zig! Captain drills it. Open, and now Roll catches it, the long rebound, alley-oop, and very unselfishly, Salah Mejri gives it to Saya. Roll gets it back. Now Brown gets it and has it taken away. Now Zache off the damage line. Kugure. Even though maybe it was the right play from Salah Mejri the last time down, maybe if he had gone up for the dunk, that would have been the better play. And Bra goes inside and draws the foul from Kugura. Look at this stroke. Roll comes out. Do you think they use Rizig enough, Tunisia? Is he just, I mean, he's maybe not going to create his own shot, is he? He's going to have to come off a screen or. Oh, wow, misses the free throw, so not a bad foul.
No, I think Rizig is an impact player. You know, you have him come off the bench, you use him in spurts, you try and give an impact off the bench because he's got that outside shot which is so potent. But really, like I say, I think they're going to involve Ben Ramdar more. They're going to start the offense quicker rather than sort of laboured with all the dribbles they're taking.
I think that Talatli has been sitting his biggest stars for a while because he needs to get his other players going, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Down the Schwa over to Zache. That was an air ball. Ben Ramdan, the rebound. Saya. Back to Ben Ramdan.
They're just got to keep it moving quickly, keep the action going.
Elmar Brook puts up a three. And Zache comes down with it. Final minute. Keowa. And the foul called on Mesri. So this is probably not what you want to do, is put Central African Republic on the line. This is that one.
He's had the ball a lot in his hands. He's 0-4 in the field, 1 of 4 from the line now.
Hasn't helped them offensively, has he?
No, if you're going to have the ball as much as he has, you're going to need better numbers than that, that's for sure.
Just not sure what their options are. Zimbabwe can't go on. Is that Cameroon? That's Cameroon, sorry. Anyway, Omar Brook. First 2 of the night. And now, Amashwan has the ball taken away from Ben Ramdan. And Ben Ramdan over to Saya, back to Rizig. Behind the back pass, Saya puts it up. And right at the end, just a little too late. And Rizig raises his hand to say, sorry coach, I should have taken that. At halftime. Well, just 1 3 has fallen. 3 for the Central African Republic, just 1 for Tunisia. Some missed free throws.
It doesn't make pretty reading, does it, for either team? Shooting percentages, not a lot of shots either. So this slow down tempo. Teams relatively high on turnovers. It's just the offensive woes, really. It's not really been great defense, which has been on top. It's just really offense that hasn't found its spark yet for either team.
En tout cas, les supporters même, il y a des Algériens encore là. Où sont les Algériens? Les Marocains. من مصر موجودين هنا. والتونسيين.
30-19, Tunisia on top of Central African Republic here at halftime, and a lot of entertainment at halftime. And Adel Talatli, the Tunisia coach, is hoping that his team can maybe start to entertain a little bit more as well. Not really fully happy with the 11-point lead. He wants to see his guys get out and run a little bit more, especially after turnovers, and perhaps the transition to a new era without Kekrit as the point guard is proving more difficult than anticipated.
It's just been a frustrating game yet again for Tunisia. They need to almost take off the shackles, try and find some freedom. A couple of shots will do it though. A couple of big threes, a couple of dunks, a lob for Mejri or something like that, and the crowd will go crazy in here, and they'll just find their feet again. So it's not going to take a lot to get them going. But right now they definitely need a spark. I think the style of game needs to change. And interesting enough, look at this. Into the starting lineup for the second half then is Mehdi Salah and Rizik as well. So wholesale changes. Rizik being in the starting lineup. We know said it's good to see him coming off the bench as a scoring punch. Roll sits down.
Yeah, so he's got to do something to shake it up, because clearly it's not working. Although it's kind of strange to say that with an 11-point lead, but I think he might be thinking about some of the tougher battles ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Elmer Brook, for me, he's been one of the guilty party. Hangs onto the ball far too long.
And Jim Rabin banks in the first one, 30-21.
They escaped that first half, haven't they, Central African Republic, with only 2 fouls on the 2 big guys. So, job done so far for them. As long as they pick up an early one, fouls won't be a problem going forward. Or shouldn't be anyway.
Jim Rabin's got to watch his reach there. Mejri's going to take another three, and I'm not sure that's what Adel Talatli has in mind, is it?
The first play, they went to him on the low block. What happened? He scored, we got fouled, and then since then he has not touched it in and around the ring at all. Mejri, I know he's sat for a long time, but 6 points is all he has right now.
I remember after AfroBasket 2013, Adel was talking about how, well, maybe this is going to be good for us. We'll have to go back and look at how we do things, but Jimmy Peoa, and again, the Central African Republic, we need to go to plan B. They're going to try to attack to get inside. But Peoa keeps putting them up. He's 0-5. Adidane is going to come in. He tends to play a little bit faster, doesn't he? So Rizik is going to come out. Well, why? Did he do something wrong?
I'm not sure. He's quite one-dimensional. He gets a good steal there and finally a chance to run.
And the dunk from Ben Rondon. That should energize the crowd just a little.
So he's the key though, didn't he? He's only got 5. And I think he's having a big game. He's a free scoring player for them.
Kugura and push, good box, good position from Grabongo. That is on Ben Rondon. But here he is on the breakaway. And Swan was coming in close, trying to put him off that shot. It's the second foul. Now Grabongo misses another one. And Central African Republic have their limitations as well. And that's why they're not really being punished, perhaps, Tunisia. Saye over to Omar Brook, and this is another one. Jim Rabin. There just hasn't been much to write home about offensively for either team. And foul as Elmar Brook gets inside.
Brook, surprisingly, was the second leading scorer at AfroBasket 2013 behind Ben Randall. Averaged more a game than Salah Mejri. So, score, he's a good shooter. It's finding the right role for him more than anything. I think it's the key. In 2013, he shot 48% for a three-point. So that was a big difference. You know, that was a big thing. That three-point shot. He's 0 of 4 today. It's not really dropping for him. It's an opening game against Uganda. I don't think he shot particularly well in that occasion either. No, 1 of 6 on the field, 1 of 4 for 3, so he's 1 of 8 in the tournament.
I think really the key for looking back on this is going to be Abada. They've got to get him in there, and he's got to play, surely.
Yeah, I think so.
Drives in and gets Central African Republic back into it. I mean, you know, you live with his mistakes, but you need his spark.
And to be honest, the only way he's going to get over those mistakes and do better is he goes through them. You know, he goes through them now and he learns.
Well, we saw Amin, you know, Egypt living with him, and he came out and made a big play. Inside it goes to Salah Mejri, and he tips it up and in. Especially now, you know, when you're up 12. You know, you're going to go through.
It might not be this game, but minutes now will only help in the future. You know, in the knockout stages where it's going to be really important.
You could say it's a nice no-look pass from Salah. It's good for him to get some minutes as well. Well, they did start with Abada, and it didn't seem to work. But you just got to persevere. Roll, trying to stretch out those hamstrings to stay fit, stay loose. Junior Peo finally gets one to go down.
Yeah. First points of the game for him. For lack of trying.
One free throw.
Excuse me, yeah. He's looking at Sydney Peo.
Alley-oop, and it goes to Salah Mejri. Well, don't throw it away. You know it's going to happen eventually. And Salah Mejri gets the crowd on its feet. Elmar Brook with the assist. Peo gets it back. And just seen a lot of players coming up short today with shots. Not just in this game, but in others. Now quickly, look at him trying to move it around quickly. Adidane, and Elmar Brook gets it. Back to Salah Mejri. Three-pointer no good. Kugere gets it. Central African Republic down 14. They don't want to fall too much further behind, and nice pass. He gets it back, and he goes in for the dunk. Ben Randall, and that's what they're looking for. Ben Randall slaps his teammate upside the head and said, "That's what we're looking. Get it going, big little guy."
Finally, something going for Tunisia, and it's no surprise it's Ben Randall that's making it happen. Well, anticipation from him.
Well, Central African Republic have been kind of hanging around, but eventually you've got to start taking advantage of opportunities, and their offense is just kind of ground to a halt in the third quarter. I mean, it hasn't done anything. Just a little bit of penetration from Junior Peo, and that seems like it's been it.
He's taken too much responsibility for it. He needs to realize he's option number 4, actually 5. Now they're starting 5. He's taken 8 shots, which is more than anybody apart from Kugere. he isn't that guy. You know, he's 1 of 8 from the field. He's got 3 points. And as you said, he hit that 1 free throw. There's the lob from Esri. A couple of highlights, and the crowd have been on their feet this entire time out now. They're ready to get it going.
So right now, they need to pick up right where they left off. See the crowd desperate to help their team, but they need a reason. Zache back in the game. He brings a little bit of energy to the table. Cougar normally is that guy that gets it done, but he just hasn't been as influential. There he is, coming out of the timeout. Must have been the instructions. Let's get it going, Max.
And there's his double figures yet again. Moves into 10.
Mad Max. He always looks mad, doesn't he? Pass to Elmo Brook. He gets inside. That's better. A bit of a backdoor option. Zache kind of lost touch with him. 5 points for him. Jimmy Jim Ravine. Now Abada's going to come back in. And interesting that he's taken. Saeed is going to get some applause. He's done a good job in that little rally there.
And now with him playing a bit better, this is perhaps an easier time for Abada as well. Crowd's not going to get on him. He can be young, he can perhaps make those mistakes.
So a good defense from Salah Mesri. A bad turnover for the Central African Republic. And Abada now. See if he can turn it into a higher gear. Nope, turnover. And again, this is where Central African Republic should run. A good, powerful move, but doesn't finish. And Salah Mesri brings it down. Now Abada, is he going to bring it up? Gets it to the corner. Wide open, El Malbrook. And Ben Ramdan gets it back. Nice pass from Ben Ramdan. On the shot clock, and good defense. Good defense from Sidney Peowa, who's come in, number 10. So Elma Brook comes out and Michael Roll comes in. Reach from Abada. Look at that. He's trying to get it going now. That's okay. You'll live with that. Abada. He's 22 years of age. He almost looks younger, doesn't he? Taylor comes out. Bongo in, along with Ben Ramdan kind of getting into it there with Sidney Peowa. Next Cougar, you can see the sense of urgency is there with him now. He puts it up and in. Get Mad Max. Here he comes.
Beautiful finish. Mesri was trying to line him up for the block. Used the ring really nicely, get into the reverse.
Cougar does a good job, gets his hands up. Abada, 5 on the shot clock. Roll. A 3! He's had some big games in his young professional career, getting hot from long range. That's what his reputation is.
Going back to his college career, senior season. 5 points a game, I believe.
Well, banked it in for Bongo. Ben Ramdan drives in and draws the foul. Roll again. It was too deep. And this time, Salah Mejri sends it back where it came from. Adanga Tamadea has come into the game. He was the one that got rejected. Michael Roll averaged 14.1 points per game when he was a senior, so he had a more prominent role than I'd remembered, to be honest.
Yeah, he was a backup. He was a fifth-year senior for his first 4 years at UCLA. They made the Final Four 3 times. And the team featured a couple of guys that played for Cameroon or have played for Cameroon in the past. Yeah, and also Alfred Aboya, excuse me. Yeah. But then went into his senior year. They had a disappointing season, really, getting knocked out in the Pac-10 playoffs, but he was the superstar that year.
Bada gets it over to Hadidane. And gets it back. Over the roll. That's more like it. Good to go. He's going to come into the game. So Mejri's going to come out.
Few words between Mejri and Duray. Just good to see, yeah.
46-32. Well, yeah, it's Salah Mejri. They don't really, in the past, weren't really that dependent on his offense, were they? But I think anything he can give him this year is going to be much appreciated.
He doesn't pick and roll enough for me. He's a very good finisher in that situation. I think we need to use him to set more ball screens. Because when he does roll to the basket, he's such a threat. Roll especially as it found him 2 or 3 times on lobs. To see him use it even more, it seems such a tactic.
Bada, no. Roll, and rolls pass intercepted by Kugere. Kugere goes behind his back twice. And that's knowing where you're throwing the ball. Central African Republic just have too many limitations on offense, really, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much give it to Kugere, let him try to break somebody down. I mean, Jimmy Jimrabai hasn't been able to get involved in the flow tonight, nor is Rabongo.
It's also when they get into the bench at all, and when they're playing without that's Damashwara at the moment, and he's a big key for them, I think.
Yeah, definitely. As it goes down, he's fouled. But I did like the high energy guys. I mean, in some respects, if you've got limitations on offense, no matter who's out there, and why not go with Kongbo Moore as well as Jada Mabata?
Yeah.
I don't know, they look pretty good to me. Make the game ugly?
Couldn't be too much uglier than this, could it?
No. 46-32, not many points being scored by the Central African Republic. Gayaza does a pretty good job kind of trying to speed the game up for this Tunisia team. But he's not going to play those two together, especially with Ben, not with Mesri, along with Ben Ramdan. Cougaré. And the ball goes out. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Cougaré gets inside the runner and foul on Central African Republic. Just slows it down a little bit more, takes it back the other way. I think Idel's not the only one who wants to see a faster game. It's you and I as well, as assistant coach for Central African Republic. So the foul was on Faranga Timadea, his second coming off the bench, and Gayaza goes to the free throw line. Maybe what Central African Republic have to do, as Gayaza misses, they need to model their game more on Cameroon's, at least defensively, and try to get after you full court.
Yeah, but Cameroon have great strength. They go small, so they're small and really quick across a number of positions because they have the brute strength, the upper body strength to be able to play in that way across the front line. You know, they don't get hurt on the inside.
Yeah, but you could play Jada Mabata and you could, as well as Kongbo in that type of game.
I don't think they have enough offense with those players on the floor. Because if you've got those two on, then you can't really play Grabongo.
So you have, well, you've got Damashwa, Sachet, Cougaré, and those two. I think that would be enough. Because I mean, what you've got otherwise, you're kind of lacking. I think maybe the problem is Jimmy Jimrabai just hasn't been a factor offensively tonight, and that's why it stands out. And Cougaré gets inside, puts it up and in, right at the buzzer. So that was good timing. Still in with a shout. 49-35, but it's going to take something special for Central African Republic. Good effort. Cougaré has upped his total. He's got 14 points. 49-35, Tunisia on top, 1 quarter to play. Well, the three-point shooting, you would think that they would be a little bit better three-point shooting team, Tunisia. Only knocked down 2. Maybe they're saving them for the big games.
Again, the types of threes that they're taking, it's very easy to shoot threes when the ball has touched the paint. You know, that might be a pass into the low post, into somebody who's in the paint and it coming back out again, or a penetration and a kick. They're the ones that are really easy to shoot because you're already facing the basket, so you don't have to, you don't have to square up, set your feet at all, and turn your body. You're already facing that way. You just catch it and shoot. The trouble is Tunisia aren't great at breaking their first defender down off the dribble, and they haven't ever used the low post in this game. So all the threes aren't coming from inside out, they're coming from the side. And when they come from the side, then you have to catch it, you have to square up, and that makes it a harder shot. Find a way to turn the defense. You've got to find a way to turn them, make them, come in to help, turn to the inside. Another thing they're missing, I heard a great saying, a point guard's job is to draw 2 people to him. So if your point guard is consistently drawing 2 players to guard him, then he's going to get somebody else open, and that's what we haven't had. And Nevada will do that a lot better than anybody else.
that time he just took the opportunity to attempt the three.
It wasn't a bad shot.
So another foul. And Salah Mejri taking it in from the side with the mean Rizig. Jim Robin pops outside to take a catch. Now Rabongo. And Kugere gets it. In the corner, Zache. Is that goal interference? It looked like it was on the way down.
It was the offensive player. They're trying to tip it in more than anything. You see that? Two people, but then he's got to make the better decision.
So rare 3-on-1 fast break. And Kugere puts it up. Roll doesn't try to foul. And back to 12 points. Now Central African Republic, you know, they dig in here. A little pressure.
It's amazing to say, but they have 35 points going into the fourth quarter, and they still have a chance of winning this game.
Adidane, good! That'll help Tunisia fans breathe a little more easily.
And three came from the paint out, didn't it? You know, knocks that percentage every time.
Nice pass from Kugere inside the Jim Rabin, and Bra picks up the foul. Jim Rabai, excuse me. So Abada comes out, Camille comes in. Kugere comes out. And Zamashwa comes back in. There's the look from the three from Hadidane. And Jimmy Jim Rabai misses the first. Second one is good. Go back to 14. Trade baskets though. This is tough. We need to do something to get some cheap baskets in the field. Roll. Adidane. And that air ball, this should trigger something. Bra reaches in and takes it away from Zache. Roll. And again, Jimmy Jim Rabai. And Zache. Rabongo drills the three. Well, all of a sudden, it's an 11-point game.
You mentioned the pressure that Tunisia are under, but I think you've just got to be a bit more fearless in their play. Too often they're like making the extra chop pass. They're trying to be safe, almost scared of making a mistake. I say they've just got to, you know, sacrifice a little bit sometimes.
Rabongo puts up a three and was fouled. Can you believe it?
What was Rabongo doing?
Well, Kanua reached in, fouled him, and was launching the three. What's this? This is crazy. Watch. He kind of loses it. Then he gets it back. He saves it in bounds. He steps out. Well, he just stepped back to take a three, and Kanua reached in. It must have nicked him on the wrist when he was going up.
I think he got it. It was a confident shot from Rabongo. He just hit one.
Yeah, exactly.
I was saying, you know, I just want Tunisia to play a bit freer. You know, somebody's got to step up and take a shot. Somebody's got to accept, you know, get an offensive rebound. You don't have to pull it out every time and start over. In transition, you don't have to kind of stop and walk it down. You know, play with freedom, play with energy, play without the fear of making a mistake.
Rabongo's missed 2 of 3 free throws. And finally makes one. He's frustrated. Gets it back to a 10-point game. He's upset with himself. Yeah, you can't play scared. You got to be able to play with confidence. So timeout. 7:30 remaining. As we're getting close to the end of a very busy day, one that's lasted a little bit longer than probably we expected. This is that broken backboard in the Nigeria game. Coming up 3 minutes to midnight here in Tunis. Alvin, the coach, he knows his guys have a chance if they can get stops and get something in transition.
Vintage play there. Into the high post, quick pass out.
Bra with the dunk. And Tunisia now leading at 56-42. And just barreling his way in there. Just going to lower his shoulder a little bit. Fadanga Temodea. And now Salah Mejri and Amin Razig will check in for Tunisia. Adidon and Gayaza come out.
has
technical has been called for
on the bench of Central African Republic.
Yeah. Just what we need past midnight. Thanks. It's a second. Oh, it's the second technical. I wonder who it was.
It was Kugure.
Oh, it was, okay.
He got up and he had words with the official. The official told him to sit down 2 times. Kugure's on the bench.
Right, but they called it a coach technical.
No,
foul.
it's a bench technical.
Okay, it's a bench technical.
So, and then as Kugure said a couple of things, probably should have got a technical, didn't. He then turned and went to sit down, and as he's sitting down, the referee gave him a technical.
Kugure's going to come in. He'll be fired up now, probably. 5:48 to go. Well, a lot of questions, about this Tunisian team, quite rightly.
Still unanswered, aren't they?
Yeah, and the likelihood is going to be, if you look at the game on face of the first second. So I can't see them beating Nigeria on this evidence, but you never know. So it could be they would face a uncomfortable game.
Morocco,
Yeah.
you think, assuming Angola, Senegal finished 1 and 2.
Oh, maybe Mozambique or
Go knock off Mozambique, you never know. The Matos brothers, the twins, the backcourt for Mozambique could have something to say about that.
absolutely.
Sure, they did so well.
Yeah. And Salah Mejri's pass to Braga is out of bounds. So the Tunisian bench over here just kind of chilled out watching the final 5 minutes as Damashwa goes up, puts up a shot too hard. And Kugure drives in and a foul's been called. Two fouls on Michael Roll. The best performance has been by the Central African Republic fans, without question. They've been standing up, cheering the entire game. It's been fantastic.
You also got a superb Michael Jackson impersonator out on the court at halftime. Central African Republic fans. Oh, that was the most impressive performance as an individual in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've been impressive, Lloyd. 58-43. Michael Roll at the line, puts it up, and an easy win for Salah Mejri. He misses and Gabunga chases it. Bongo makes the first. Oh, that was an air ball. No. He's had his struggles at the line.
It's interesting to see. We talked about the development of other players and how they've moved on. Grabongo 2 years ago was literally the only inside guy for Central African Republic, and he very much was an inside-orientated player. He had great quickness, but it was also one dribble or back to the basket. He seems to be trying to develop his game.
Unsportsmanlike on the zig.
No need, and he seems to almost be developing his game, Grabongo, to play on the perimeter. I'm not sure, well, he's definitely not there yet in being a perimeter player. He's got a lot more to learn. Whether he's ever going to do it, I really don't know. Or whether they'd be wiser just kind of trying to settle him as a almost an undersized 4 in the Ben Romdahl type of
well, he's young.
role.
He is young. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Well, just a stop-start type of game, isn't it? It just doesn't. It stops just as soon as it starts. And 1 of 2. So now Kugre is gonna inbound it. I can promise you that no matter what happens when Tunisia plays Nigeria, Nigeria will not let the game slow down. It is going to be fast. It may not be what this home crowd wants to see, though. The kick, the ball, another stoppage. It's going to be inbounded with 3:51 to go here. Jim Rabai gets it. Fight for the rebound, Damashwa. Now Kugre takes a 3. Ball gets the rebound. And Keneal called for palming. He didn't seem too moved by that, did he?
No, he did. That was he just laughed. He just kind of looked at the referee, looked at his coach, and just laughed.
And Adel Talatli, I think, wants another timeout. He's just asked for it. Jimmy Jim Rabai goes down. So he goes. So Salah Mejri's going to come out. Bossie's going to come in. We've seen him, have we? And indeed he does. He wants a timeout. Up 60-45 with 3:11 to go. So we're just going over again what happened today in the first game. It was Mali trailing early but coming back to win at 78-54. Nigeria over Uganda 98-59. Probably the best game of the tournament. Egypt edged Cameroon 83-77. And now Tunisia still 3 minutes to go, down 15. It's not possible, but it's probably unlikely. As long as we get a game like we got in the last game, Cameroon against Egypt every day, I'll be happy. That was easily the best game.
Just looking forward to tomorrow. Cote d'Ivoire, Zimbabwe. A relatively decent game. Zimbabwe fun to watch. Senegal versus Mozambique. So again, from that undersized front line of Mozambique, battle with another big athletic team. Cape Verde, who are a lot of fun to watch, playing against Algeria, who also like to play very fast as well. That'll be an up and down game. And then the nightcap, Angola versus Morocco. And Morocco gives Senegal a good game. Angola disappointing really in their first one, so it'll be a good watch as well, I'd have thought.
Zig into the lane too early. And Jimmy Jim Rabai makes one of two. See if we can get past the 3-minute mark without a stoppage. Zig gives it back to Niua. Now Bra. Roll for three. Zig gets it back. And Rabongo reaches in to come up with the steal.
We've got past 3 minutes.
Yep, 2:53 remaining in the foul. So both teams will be in the bonus after on the next foul. Both teams will be in the bonus. Kanua over to Bra. Bra's played a lot of minutes tonight. Now that was hitting the jump shot. Rabongo being guarded by Rizig very tightly. Rabongo. Where's he going? Draws the foul. So the foul, I think, was called on Bra. 2:07 to go. All I can say is the Central African Republic fans don't seem tired at all as they continue to dance, but Cougaré may be a little bit tired. He missed that free throw. Well, Central African Republic are just having an almighty struggle at the line, aren't they? 10 of 25, 11 of 26, 42%. Pointer, nope. Bongo now. Amisoir. And interception. Niua hands it off the roll. Traveling. 1:38 remaining. Probably takes a seat for the last time tonight. Bada's in. And Rabongo drives. Foul before the shot.
I guess two because the 2,000.
Yep. He will be at the line. Over there. Rabongo makes the first. Roll was tonight 4 for 10 on the floor, 1 of 5 from three-point range.
12 points, 5 rebounds. Solid if unspectacular.
Inside it goes. Nice pass. Nice finish.
Great movement from Abassi off the ball. Snuck along their baseline. It was a very good pass to find him, like you said.
Less than a minute remaining. And another foul has been called. means free throws. Stoppage in play. Jimmy Jamrabai goes to the line. And it's not been a thing of beauty at the line for this team. 13 to 28. And he misses another one, 13 to 29. 2 of 5 at the line is Jimmy Jamrabai. And now, Adil Talakli calls another timeout. Well, I don't know what he wants to talk about. 65-50.
He wants to practice, throw some sets out there so they're not first, see it for the first time. Might be something they've started to look at in practice. Maybe it's a new set that he wants to bring on as the tournament goes into the deeper stages. And give his team a first look at it here in this game against decent defense.
The fans have kind of spoken with their feet though, because a lot of them have decided to head for the turnstiles or for the exits, although the game did start late, it is late.
Stands right now.
Let's go. Let's go one. Let's go two.
17
Okay,
turnovers.
okay.
3-pointer. Got the crowd on their feet. Probably the last time tonight. So Abada, we run baseline and foul on Dinosaur. Predictably with 50.9 seconds to go.
Yep, this has been the day that has gone on, hasn't it? The stoppage, the long stoppage in the Nigerian game after the shatter backboard and all the adjustments with the ring that had to take place to delay this tip-off even further. And then this has been a very long game indeed. Just having a look, we've had 49 fouls called in this one.
49 and timeouts.
49 fouls and 59 free throws.
A lot of misses.
This will make it around 60 foul shots in a game.
And we haven't had too many fast breaks. Kugura goes behind his back. Puts it up on the baseline. Good.
He has played pretty well, hasn't he? Moves into 20 points. And that might be a bit flattering. 20 points, 7 rebounds, but
what is Danoshwa doing there? Chasing that and fouling. Well, these guys are not going to get a Christmas card from me. That's all I can say. It is the free throw is good by Abada. He's got 1 point, so he's, at least from his standpoint, it was good. It's 1 of 2. And he's over and back against Kugure. Seconds remaining. A lot of questions about the title potential of Tunisia. Yes, they have the home crowd behind them, but they've got to be able to get them into the games and start showing a little bit more probably. If they're going to have the kind of run that they want to have here. They have won by 16 points. 68 to 52. It was the victory was never in doubt. So I guess they were convincing in that way, but we're not convinced that their play right now is going to take them very far.
No, it's the same as after game one, really. It needs to get better from Tunisia. They moved to 2-0, but as we know in this tournament, you know, when you get to the knockout stages, you've got to start to get those performances up, and they won't be happy with what they've done so far, 2 games in.
68-52, Tunisia win it over the Central African Republic. Field goal shooting percentages, three-point shooting, free throw shooting, the rebounds, assists, the steals. Slightly there, saying good game. Turnovers, the free throw shooting was just shockingly abysmal for the Central African Republic. So they'll try to improve that. And overall, thanks for watching, everybody.
الو سامعني؟ الو ايوه الو سامعك سوري والله ما سمعتك.
They are saying me that we are recording now. Yeah. If you want to do live, just before the refill. We are doing the refill now.
اوكي.
If you want to record it, okay.
يا جماعة اوكي تحب عايزين نسجل عندكم صورة؟ الو ايوه لانهم قالوا في تاخير ب10 دقائق لانه راح يعيدوا مشكل ساتلايت. مش عارف عندكم صورة راح نسجل ولا تاخذوني لايف بعد 10 دقائق؟ سوري يعني راح نطلع لايف ولا از لايف؟ اوكي. الو ايوه انت سامعني؟ انا سامعك. انا مش عارف لانه في مشكل صار بالساتلايت. قالوا ممكن تاخير 10 دقائق. سامعني الحين؟ الو سامعني؟ هيك قالوا لي لانه الساتلايت مشغول راح يعيدوا بس ال10 دقائق اللي اتقطعت وقت المباراة. اوكي.
Il paraît que si tu veux des interviews avec des joueurs, etc., on peut t'enregistrer et te diffuser après.
اوكي.
Ce sera mieux pour toi.
اوكي.
On peut t'enregistrer et te diffuser après.
اوكي. جماعة ابقوا معايا. الو. اوكي. الو 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 اهلا هيثم. ما نعرفش باهي قالوا لي لهنا مش نسجل انا ليزانترفيو والرياكشن ومن بعد يبعثوهم هما على ليزانترفيو. قالوا لي سجل احسن حاجه ومن بعد نسجل از لايف ومن بعد يبعثوا